Who love, true love? They say money is the rule of all evil.
By the time it's all said and done, you will see who is the mass murderer.
Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Look, go fix a drink real quick or roll up something or whatever you do. But listen to this. So when you go to court, right, and you're on a murder trial and the judge starts to cry before sentencing you, just know that you're going away for a very, very long time. And such is the case of this Florida man. A Florida man who was found guilty of brutally murdering his girlfriend and daughter, then attempting to light his son on fire, was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences plus 60 years on Friday. Multiple local news outlets reported this story. Let me tell you something. When you get sentenced to 3 life sentences plus 60 years, it basically says they're putting you in a coffin, they're nailing the coffin shut, and you will be alive the whole time. So that's worse than hearing you've been sentenced to death. Although it might take some time, at least you have a date with death. But 3 life sentences tells you even if you live to be 150, you will still be behind these walls. The only way you're walking out of here is carried out. So there won't be any walking on your part. Anyhow, we covered the story before and this is just the update. Ronnie Oneal III, the guy with the weird hairdo, as many people call it. It's a typical Florida hairdo amongst a certain group of people, but a lot of people don't understand it. It's also a very Afrocentric hairdo with the free-form locks and whatnot. But he's living in a Western society where a lot of people make a lot of derogatory comments about his hair online. But this ain't about his hair, it's about what he did. And if you remember our last video on this particular person, he represented himself in court. And his opening statement, his opening argument, acting as his own attorney at his own murder trial, was very fiery. He had a lot to say. He was very passionate about how he spoke. And I thought it was going somewhere. But I think also, I kind of knew then that the judge just gave him a rope to hang himself, so to speak. So Ronnie Oneal III made national headlines when he chose to represent himself at trial and repeatedly used the opportunity to yell at the jurors, questioned his 11-year-old son about the night that he stabbed them, and ultimately confessed to the 2018 murder of his girlfriend, Kenyatta Barron, who was 33 years old, and their disabled daughter, Ronnie Oneal, who was 9 years old. A jury last month convicted the defendant on 2 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. Now, it's crazy listening to his story and the things that he did. The most shocking part about what he did was the fact that he butchered his daughter. But we're going to talk about why it is so bad. Now, his own mom refused to show up to any of his court dates, refused to show up at anything that had to do with him. And she said, he done what a coward would do. This is his own mom. Told the court. She showed up for sentencing, but she never showed up all throughout his trial. And he had been on trial for quite some time. He done what a coward would do. She also said that Oneal stole angels from their family. According to a report from the local NBC affiliate WFLA News, Lloyd further told Judge Michelle Cisco that she was unhappy with the verdict and that she believed that Oneal should have been given the death penalty. Now, of course, like I said in the beginning of this video, the death penalty, you have a date with death. When you hear 3 life sentences plus 65 years, it's kind of a mind F-U-K, you know? And that's enough to send you into psychosis. Now, not only did he beat the mother of his children, but he killed her with a shotgun after beating her. And then, not only did he kill her with a shotgun, he used a hatchet on her to chop her up. And then he turned that hot hatchet on Ron Oneal. That was his daughter. Now, I told you it was really bad about the daughter part. He used a hatchet to chop his daughter up. His daughter was autistic and she was non-verbal. So could you imagine a 9-year-old being autistic, non-verbal, and this man is coming at her with a machete after she witnessed what he just did to her mom? He used that blade on that young girl before setting fire to their home. Now, during closing arguments last month, he stated that I did kill Kenyatta Barron, but I want you to tell it like it is if you are going to tell it. I don't know if you've ever seen him speak, but he is very animated. And me being animated is me imitating how he actually spoke. Oneal on Friday remained steadfast that he somehow still did nothing wrong, even at his sentencing. He said, I am not sorry for something I didn't do. And then he got louder. And I am not sorry for things I did do. He can be seen saying. Judge Sisko, who threatened to have Oneal removed following his outburst, then had the convicted murderer stand and face her so she could admonish him as she handed down his sentence. And the judge said, 19 years I've been at this job. I've seen human beings killed at the hands of others in every way imaginable. This is the worst case I've ever seen as far as the facts go. When the person from the fire department testified and said that he retrieved the body of Ronnie Oneal, which is the 9-year-old girl, from the home, and all he could do was cry, sob. It took every ounce I had not to start sobbing too, because there's no way any person with any feelings could have witnessed or seen the photos of what occurred that night and not be haunted for the rest of their life, is what the judge said to him. The judge went on to say, I know I will be haunted for the rest of my life. I will be haunted by what I saw as far as the evidence and just the abject cruelty of it all. Judge then particularly focused on Ronnie Oneal, the daughter, the 9-year-old child, the daughter who was nonverbal and autistic. Oneal killed her using the hatchet. She couldn't scream, the judge said. She couldn't run away. She witnessed what you did to her mother. Then the judge started to become visibly hurt or visibly emotional. So the judge started looking like she wanted to cry. She was tearing up. The judge said she knew and the horror that that child suffered, and she already had a life where she was born with challenges regarding her physical and her mental disabilities. But the pain and the suffering that she suffered that night at your hands, unspeakable. Now, you got to remember also that this man cross-examined his son, who was also in the house, who he also stabbed before burning the house or setting the house on fire. He tried to kill the little boy. The little boy got away out of the blazing house after he left. So he for sure thought he killed that little boy. That little boy was in custody, protective custody, foster care custody, and that little boy testified in court as this crazy man was brave enough to cross-examine the little boy. And he met the little boy in court and said, "Hey man, you doing all right? Oh, good to see you." The poor little boy answered, "Good to see you too." You know, a lot of people said that little boy should never have been subjected to that, to relive that, to be cross-examined by him out of all people. But he acted as his own lawyer and he wanted to cross-examine the boy. This screams psycho to me. I want to look at him one more time in the eyes to make sure that this is him, because I'm sure I killed him just like I killed his mom and his sister, which was his 9-year-old autistic daughter. The little boy said, "You hurt me. You stabbed me." He said, "I stabbed you?" The little boy said, "Yes, you stabbed me." Crazy as it gets. Judge Sisko sentenced Oneal to 3 terms of life in prison, running consecutively, not concurrently, consecutively, which means he would have to serve each one of those terms in full before starting the other one and the other one, plus 60 years, meaning he will spend the rest of his life behind bars with absolutely no chance of parole ever. The defendant spent a considerable amount of time writing letters to the judge while he was behind bars awaiting trial, and you can read some of those, which I will post at another time. All right. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. It's SouFLoTV. For me, I think he got exactly what he should have gotten, other than a public execution. I'm out. Peace. Section below, tell me what you think about this one. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.
I'm at the highway, I'm at the highway, I'm at the highway, I'm at the highway. It all started in that empty highway. Ask if I'm gon' ride, I say always. In that highway, I'm in that highway right now. Gotta get this shit the highway. Empty hallways, posted by the light on them dark days. Ask me how long I'm gon' ride, I say always.
All right, everybody. So this video is called Hallways. You can find him on YouTube. Just type in T Viral, or click the link in the description or the link that's pinned in the comment section. Go over to his YouTube channel. We have 20 projects on the way that will all be green screen videos of different songs. So stay tuned. We're about to turn up on his YouTube channel, get his views up. If this is not your genre of music, stay away from it. But if it is, go vibe out on T Viral's YouTube channel, or just go feel the music. That's it. All right.